Recently, I went to the US and picked up a lot of makeup. A lot of makeup, because really the US for an Australian is like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for makeup. Like, it really is. We don't get a lot of new makeup releases over here in Australia, so when I went over there I was just literally like, give me all of the makeup. So I did a haul. I'll try and remember to link that down below for you guys as well in case you haven't seen it. But I did do a haul when I first got back from America, showing you guys all of the products that I picked up, and I have finally gotten to a place where I feel like I've tested these products enough that I have like my formed thoughts and opinions on them. So I thought I would do a massive, and I mean massive, because if you watched that haul you saw how massive it was, a massive speed reviews of all of the products, or at least majority of the products that I picked up in the US for you guys, and telling you whether or not I think it's just like a quick little snapshot. Yes, I think this is worth your money. No, I think it's not. And just a very quick why. So it is going to be like super quick, super like bam, 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 bam. Hopefully that sounds interesting. If it does, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. So huge amount of makeup, like I'm not even kidding. If you saw the first haul, you know, there's all of this, and then there's a stack of palettes next to me. I'm going to go super, super quick, you guys, so strap on in. If I'm talking too quick, you can like slow it down in the YouTube settings as a side note. Couple of disclaimers. One, I am not telling you that you should rush out and purchase literally anything. Everyone's value of $1 is completely different. Everyone's budget is different. Everyone's needs is different, that jazz. So this is just purely like just my opinion on whether or not I liked these products and why, and whether I think they're worth the money or not. So also secondly, all my personal opinion on how these makeup products work with my skin type, my preferences, my makeup style, all that jazz. If I don't like something that you love, or that's like a super popular product, it's not an attack against you, my friend. It is not. It doesn't also mean that I'm having a bad day or whatever. It just means that for me, this product didn't particularly work for my style, my skin type, whatever. And guess what? That is a-okay. We can all, believe it or not, have different opinions around here. Like, it doesn't need to be a personal attack on you or whatever, and let's just be respectful about it. Also, please don't comment saying I have like too much makeup, all that jazz. I have a lot of makeup. I use it all. This is why I do my YouTube channel. Trust me, I do actually go through a lot of makeup, and this is what I love to do. Again, I hate that I have to like justify myself in all of these videos, but you know, it's the internet. It's a love-hate relationship sometimes, isn't it, my friends? Just before I start like digging into these, I have quite a few get ready with me's, like product recommendation videos, all that kind of stuff that I've posted in the last like month or two, and a lot of these products, in fact nearly every single product, has been featured on my channel already in some way, shape or form. If you do want to see it in action, if there's anything that you would like any more like deep dive analysis of, or like a deeper video of, let me know in the comments and I can put that together for you. So yeah, let's just get started. I am going to just dip in. There's no rhyme or reason to the order of these products either. First up, Tower 28 SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. I've talked about this a bunch already. Super, 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 super love this product. We'll be repurchasing it over and over again. It is incredible if you have super sensitive or irritated skin, or if you just want something super hydrating and refreshing in the summertime or at any time. Love it. Can't recommend it enough. The KVD gel eyeliners that they recently released, really, really like these. They do not they don't really budge. They kind of just really, I'm actually wearing the gray one in my lower waterline and the black one in my top waterline in this look right here. This look will already be up on my channel as well. These are really good. They don't budge. They do not irritate my sensitive eyes at all. They're just like, they're a solid eyeliner. I kind of am looking forward to some more colors coming out of them. The Melt Cosmetics eyeliners that I picked up, this is the gel pot one in Cultura, and this is the olive one. This olive one is a holy grail status to me. The color of it is incredible. I've used this in a heap of videos already. It just adds like a little extra pop of something something to a look. It really does. I freaking love this, and doesn't irritate my sensitive eyes, and I actually really like this. I've used this a couple of times. A gel eyeliner isn't something I'm going to use a hell of a lot. I knew that picking it up because I don't wear a lot of winged eyeliners, but it was very easy to use. It didn't budge, it didn't transfer on my hooded eyes, and it created a wing very seamlessly. So really, really like. Pat McGrath Labs Contour Lip Liner. Holy grail status. The shade of this is truly impeccable. If you love Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, you will absolutely love this Pat McGrath Labs lip liner, because it's not the same. It's like the same effect where when you use Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury, you fall head over heels in love and it becomes an absolute staple. It is the same as that, but slightly different because it's a slightly different shade. Yes, it's like 50 Shades of Nude, but trust me, this is exceptional. Saie Glowy Super Gel. Holy grail status, holy grail status. Love this as a primer, love it mixed in with foundation, love it as a just an actual liquid highlighter. I talk about this in so many videos recently. Truly impeccable. Same with the Saie Dew blushes. Incredible, incredible blushes. If you have a like incredibly oily skin, you probably won't like it, but I find these go really well over powder. I have combination skin, so I like to put my, like apart from my cream bronzers or contour, I like to put my cream blush and my cream highlight over my powder so that it has more of that pigment showing. These work really beautifully over powder. They're long wearing, but they do add that soft glow to the skin. They don't break up the makeup. Great shade range. I really like these. This one I've talked about a lot, the Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. It took me so long to try this product and I just love it to pieces. I really, really love it. This shade's slightly too dark for me. I need to pick up a slightly lighter one, but I just love this. It is enough coverage for me where I don't like something that's incredibly sheer. This still actually does do some covering on my skin without it being really heavy. It's very lightweight, doesn't break me out. Just truly, that's like just an absolute staple. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser Blush. I've talked about this a heap on my channel as well. This is in the shade Southbound. If I don't mention shades, by the way, guys, I will make sure that in the description box I put the name of all the shades of everything, or just drop me a comment and I'll tell you. This one is a soft matte finish, so if you're expecting to use this and for it to be like dewy and glowy on the skin, you won't like it. But if you are like especially that combination oily skin and you want that soft matte finish, you will love this. But it is very lightweight on the skin, absolutely beautiful. I picked up just another shade. This is the shade Earthy Pink from the Makeup by Mario cream blushes. This is actually my 4th shade of this, so obviously I love this formula. I've used these a ton. I love the Makeup by Mario cream blushes. They're just gorgeous. I picked up the Patrick Ta cream contour and powder bronzer duo. Mine's in the middle shade. She's Sculpted because the fair shade was just a little bit too of a weird undertone for me. I really, really like this. It's probably not something that I'm like head over heels in love with. I definitely have other cream bronzers and other powder bronzers in my collection that I reach for more, but it is a beautiful product, very airbrushed and smoothing on the skin. The One Size Turn Up the Base Triple B cream. This is in the shade Fair 1N. I have a full review of all of the One Size products that I picked up while I was in America on my channel already, if you're interested. This is a pretty good product. When I use it on its own, it's like a little bit too matte for my skin, at least at the moment. In summer, I'll probably get a lot more use out of this when my skin's a lot more oily. Right now, it's probably just because we're in the middle of winter, it's just a little bit drying and it kind of just doesn't melt into the skin how I would like some of my products to, or like some of my products do, sorry, but it is actually pretty good. And in the review, I used the One Size powder foundation over this and then it just looked actually perfection, like proper filter perfection on my skin. So I like it with that product in particular. The Wayne Goss, what is this called? The Luxury Cream Foundation. I have the shade 9. A little bit too deep for me. I mix it with a lighter shade of my RCMA cream foundation that I own to kind of create the perfect shade for me. I don't super love this. I just don't find it really does a whole lot for my skin in particular. But if you are someone that just really wants a foundation that looks incredibly like overly natural on the skin, then you probably would like this. Shade range is pretty hard to work. I need a shade in between 10 and 9, and I know a lot of you commented on my review of this saying like it's just not worth it because I can't get a shade for me. So yeah, I don't know. I personally feel like this is a skip, which is a shame. Let's also just quickly touch on his powder, the Weightless powder. I expected to really like this, but I just can't get this to work for me. Anytime I wear this, I just really don't find my skin looks really good at all. And because it is this white shade, if you put too much of it on, like if you're combination oily skin and you need to put quite a bit of it on to really like press it in and set your face, I just don't think that you will like this, because even for me who's really pale, it like left such a white cast on the skin that I can't actually, you really have to use like such a small amount, which is fine if you've got dry skin or normal skin, but if you're someone like me who really needs to press the powder into your T-zone to like so it doesn't melt down your face, it's not good for that. So yeah, I think if you have dry skin you probably like it, but it's not for me. The KVD Good Apple Foundation, I have the shade Light 12. This is like incredible. I've already hit You probably can't see it on camera, but right in the middle here, I've actually already hit pan on this foundation. I just highly recommend this. I love it. I didn't think I would because I thought maybe this would be more aimed at people with dry skin, but this works lovely with my combination skin. It really just like smooths over my skin. It doesn't, like, it really does kind of create an almost poreless look. It is so full coverage, which I love. But I don't wear this as full coverage. What I usually do is kind of apply this so that it's quite sheer all over the face, and then I use it to like spot conceal, and it really just creates the most perfect kind of base for me. I actually have a backup of this because we can't buy it in Australia. And I love it. This is almost one of my favorite products I picked up out of everything. I just love it. Another product that's actually something that's really become a true proper holy grail, the Rare Beauty Eye Primer. I just can't recommend this eye primer enough. You all know that I love the Nars one and the Makeup by Mario one, but this just, I can't stop using it. It really is that good. Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. I have the shade LN6. This is quite nice. The neutral shades lean quite yellow, so just be mindful. If you're someone that really does need that neutral shade, I can kind of swing a little bit yellow. But if you can't, I don't think you're going to find a shade in this because this neutral shade is very, very yellow leaning. But in terms of the actual foundation, it is a matte finish. So again, if you don't like that, you won't like it. Very full coverage. Really appreciate that. Very smoothing on the skin. It creates that kind of filtered look. I actually really like this. A foundation that I probably would lean towards more in summer when, again, my skin is a lot more oily than it is in winter, but very beautiful and very happy that I picked it up. Another product that you just know as soon as you see it, you'll know my thoughts. I've done a video on it. I've talked about it a million times. Rose Ink, the Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. I have the shade 040. This is impeccable. I truly love it. If you have dry skin, I have heard that it can make your skin almost a little bit matte. For me and my combination skin, it's very hydrating and beautiful and seamless on the skin, and I freaking love this. The Uoma by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation. I have the shade Fair Lady T2. I picked this up from Walmart. This is a really solid foundation. If you like the Uoma Beauty foundation, the normal one, you will really like this one as well. This one is like a lesser coverage version and a slightly more hydrating finish version of the Uoma foundation. This is really, really good. This is more like a really soft, everyday, natural foundation. I really, really enjoy it. The Tom Ford Sheer Highlighting Duo in Reflects Gilt. I love this. I know Tom Ford is very, very expensive, but if you are someone that loves that luxury makeup, you will love this. If you have mature skin, I think that you'll really like this because this is really non-texturizing on the skin. It almost looks like a liquid highlighter on the skin. It really does. It's very, very natural. It just melts completely into the skin. It's incredibly beautiful. I use this so often. It's just beautiful. The Golan Terracotta Bronzing Powder. This is in the shade 1 Warm. I just picked this up because Andrea Ali really raves about these bronzers and I really wanted to try one. I really like it. It's very, very pretty. Perfect for the summertime because it really is that warm bronze. I don't think it's anything revolutionary. Like, I wouldn't probably rave about it like I would some of the others in my collection. But I do like that I have it and it is very, very nice on the skin. And again, if you are wanting that like proper bronzed effect, then I think this is really beautiful. This one I freaking love. This one is Yours Felt, and as you know, I've already talked about it, but this is the Gucci bronzer. This is in the shade 1. Very, very expensive bronzer, but my lordy is this gorgeous, very airbrushing on the skin. If you have a neutral undertone, you will love this shade 1. It is that perfect down the line neutral tone to a bronzer where it's just like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool leaning, it's really, really quite perfect. It's not crazy pigmented. Like, this is a good quality product for sure. Like, I really understand the hype. I never did. Just couldn't believe when everyone talked about how much this bronzer was incredible, but as soon as I tried it, I was like, okay, I get it. It's amazing. It really is. Like, it's expensive and it's a bronzer, so no, it's not worth the money, but at the same time, for me, it is, because I do love that luxury makeup. Item Beauty, the Blushing Like Cream Blushes. This is in the shade It's Verified. I've talked about this a heap as well. Run Don't Walk. I'm pretty certain these would nearly be sold out. I know a lot of people on TikTok and stuff have been talking about these blushes as well. This is like, if you're someone that wants to try cream products but you're really nervous about them or you just can't seem to master them, go ahead and pick this one up because it's like a, it's almost like a powder mousse kind of formula. It's really not a cream blush. You can just use this like a normal powder blush, but it just melts into the skin. It's airbrushing on the skin and it's just actual chef's kiss perfection. If I was in the US again, I would pick up literally every single shade of this because it is really that good. This is a good freaking product. And then while we're at it, I've also got the Item Beauty concealer. This is the Air Hug concealer in shade 110. And then I also have the Item Beauty Powder Hour powder, and this is in the shade in the clear. So I picked up quite a few Item Beauty products because of Kaki Reviews Beauty, and she's on the money. Like, these are great products, like truly great. And I know that a lot of people probably think Item Beauty is Addison Rae, like who really cares how, you know, she's probably just put her name on this, and maybe she has, but I'm telling you, she's put her name on something that's like really good quality, because every product I have tried from Item Beauty has been really good, at least for my skin and my makeup style. I really like it, and honestly, I will be buying more when, like, I'll be keeping my eye on this brand in the future and probably picking up their releases because the quality of all of them have been so good. This powder, if you have oily combination skin, or if you're not someone that, like, this is like a good powder to take on the go with you because it has that like this kind of like applicator, and it's kind of a bit of a like glowy powder. So if you want to put it on the perimeter of your face and just add some extra glow to the skin, that's what it's really good for. Or if you have dry skin and you, or like normal, and you just put a really soft dusting of powder on the face, that's what this is good for. And then the concealer is very medium to full coverage, very hydrating on the under eyes, really good for mature under eyes in my opinion. I really like it. Probably doesn't have touch enough coverage for me just because my under eyes, as you know, are horrifically difficult, but I do still think that's a solid concealer. I picked up the Neutrogena color corrector. I don't mind this. This is in the shade Peach. It's quite a dark peach. This was probably a hair lighter. I would actually probably find this to be almost a holy grail status, but this is really nice. Good formula, doesn't impact the formula of your concealers. I don't mind it. I think it's quite good. I picked up this Dermablend Professional Concealer. This is in the shade 15C, and I don't really like this. I don't think it's worth the money. I think this was actually quite expensive off the top of my head. It says it's like a full cover concealer, like full coverage concealer. I find the Item Beauty concealer to be a lot more full coverage than this one, just from my experience. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend the Dermablend. One Size concealer in the shade Light 1R. Again, I have a full review of this one, but I can't recommend this concealer enough. This has become my all-time favorite concealer in my entire collection. I love it. Perfect if you have mature under eyes or darkness on the under eyes, texture, literally anything. I think anyone can use this concealer, honestly. Has the most beautiful smoothing finish. It's full coverage. If you want to sheer it out, you can though. Just, I can't rate this concealer enough, honestly. Let's finish off some One Size products. This is the One Size Made for Shade Bronzer Trio. This is in the shade Light. I think you can leave this product. It is nice. Like, the product itself is quite smoothing on the skin. It is really pigmented. You need to be mindful of the amount of product that you're physically picking up. I don't really need all of these 3 shades. I wish that he put one of these shades as a cream formula like he did with the blush, like the cheek clappers, I think they're called. That would make so much more sense to me, to have like a warm bronze shade, a cool contour powder shade, like those 2 powder, and then like a cream shade. I would have just thought that was incredible. But yeah, overall the formula is good, but not like holy grail status. I also picked up 2 of the cheek clappers. So one is in Freaky Peach and one is in Very That. So this one's Freaky Peach, this one's Very That. And I think these are pretty good. If you are someone that like will use the cream formula, the powder formula, and then also, sorry, this is like a matte powder formula, and then this is like a shimmer blush. If you'll use all 3 of these, then these are highly worth the money for you. Sorry, it's so reflective. I really like these 2, but I'm never going to use this, so it's kind of a waste. But I think that these are really beautiful. Again, very, very, very pigmented. So if you don't want to be mindful of how much product you're picking up, then this isn't the product for you. But if that doesn't bother you, then it's a good product, very smoothing, very long wearing on the skin. And I just love and adore this compact. I think the packaging is so cute and pretty. Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Concealer, really, really love this. If you have incredibly dry under eyes, you'll exceptionally love this. It's very, very hydrating. It is very, very full coverage. I think if you have oily under eyes, you won't like it, or if you have a lot of, maybe a lot of kind of under eye wrinkles, maybe you'll find this a little bit frustrating, or you'll need to really set your eyes. For someone like me who has really dry under eyes and really, like, my under eyes are quite textured. I do have lines, but that's the least of my problems. My problem is more the darkness, the dryness, and the texture. This is really good for all three of those things. I quite like this. It's not as good as the one size, but it is good. I also picked up the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in the shade 15 Nude. I picked this up because of Alyssa Ashley's recommendation back in the day. This is really pretty. I haven't used it a whole lot the couple of times that I have used it. It's been okay. I prefer the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This isn't too bad. It's actually, it is good. It's just that, honestly, I am yet to find a powder to compare to the Kosas Cloud Set. I just really am. I also picked up the Sephora Colourful Matte Blush in So Shy. This is the one that Makeup by Ariel was talking about, and it kind of went viral on TikTok. I mean, sure, it's a matte blush. It was affordable. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Like, I don't use this and go, oh my god, this is absolutely incredible. But it's not bad. It's genuinely not bad, especially for how affordable it is. I love this one though. This is the Bare Minerals Bronzer in Kiss of Pink. I love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Adds a soft glow to the skin. It is like that kind of pop of pink. Perfect for those of you going into summer. Actually gorgeous. Love that they've made these permanent. Highly recommend. I picked up the Bare Minerals. One is an eye brightener and one is like an under eye powder concealer, thinking that maybe these would work really well for my under eyes and add like that extra coverage I'm looking for. But this shade is Summer Bisque. It's way too dark for me, and this shade is Well Rested, and honestly this is a bit dark for me as well. So yeah, and also I just find these to be really drying on the under eyes and not smoothing, and I don't know. Yeah, these are a no from me, and these are like the only shades. So the shade range of this is absolutely pathetic, but yeah, it's a no from me. I wouldn't recommend picking those up. I picked up the Nars like lip balm set, the Afterglow, I think these are called, lip balms. I mean, these are they're okay. Like, I got one in the shade Orgasm and one in the shade Dolce Vita, which I like Dolce Vita the best. These are fine. I mean, they're not super hydrating or anything like that, but they're pretty. They add a tint, but I wouldn't like pick up any more of these. This one I would pick up over and over again. This is the Bridgerton Satin Allure Lipstick in Nude Romantique 2. I have used this in quite a few videos. This is incredible. Highly recommend this color lipstick. Like, if there's one shade you pick up, this is the shade. Like, and this combined with the contour lip liner, the most perfect nude lip combo of all time. Like, really, it's stunning. Highly recommend. And this formula is so lovely to wear. It's just really comfortable on the lips. I also really recommend these. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. The names that they give these things. These are so good. This one right here is in the shade Velvet. This one here is in the shade Rosy, and they're impeccable. They're very hydrating on the lips. They're very juicy and plumping on the lips. They do not have that lip plumping feeling. So if you don't like that cool minty plumping feeling, that spicy plumping feeling, you will love these because they do not have that. But they're just, I don't know how to tell you, but these are really, really good. And we can't really get Lawless in Australia, but again, if this is the kind of product that if I went back to Sephora America tomorrow, I would pick up way more shades of this because it's so good. Alrighty, so we have smashed through that whole tray of makeup. We just have the eyeshadow palettes that I've picked up in that haul to go. So let's get through these. So I picked up a heap of Tom Ford quads while I was over there. I know, I'm ridiculous. I've got this obsession with Tom Ford quads all of a sudden. I picked up Tiger Eye, which is a cream quad, very, very pretty. And I also picked up Smoky Quartz, which is a cream quad. I haven't used these a whole lot, if I'm honest. I have been testing out the more kind of popular palettes for my channel and all that jazz a bit, this is the kind of product that I would wear more on my everyday. I really like these quads and I really like these formulas as like one and done shadows mostly, and I find the quality of these to be really, really beautiful and really quick and easy to use. So yes, I recommend them, especially if either of these tones like speak to you, but only if you feel like you would use these and like you're a one and done kind of shadow person and you're a Tom Ford lover and you don't mind spending the money, then yeah, like the quality of these is just like second to none. I truly love them. I have not used this one. If you kind of know the story behind this, I picked this up because of the packaging. It's the only makeup product that I have ever picked up and will probably ever pick up where it's not something that I even cared if I used. It's just like this, if I had a makeup brand, this is what it would look like. So this is in the shade Body Heat though, and this is the same formula as the Nude Dip quad that I have from Tom Ford, and it's a beautiful formula. And again, if you have these shades, I know that you would really like the actual quality of them because the quality of the Nude Dip one is really, really gorgeous and it's the same one. But yeah, I picked this up for the packaging because I'm a clown. And then this one, if you can get your hands on it, seriously, if you can get your hands on this quad, don't even question it, just pick it up. It's truly like almost my favorite eyeshadow palette that I picked up out of all of them. Actually, maybe even nearly it is. This is the Metal Lust quad from Tom Ford, and this is a new formula that they released last year. If you've seen my Lava Luster review, then you know that I love that formula and it's the same one, but it also has these two like neutral mattes in here. And I recently did a video where I did like a bit of a like get ready with me using this quad. I loved the way that looked come out. I use this quad so often. It is like, this is the one Tom Ford quad that I'm like, if you see it, just buy it, because it's really hard to find as well. But it is one of those quads that I promise you, especially if you love that cool tone leaning, like bronzy, smoky kind of vibe, you will just use that pretty much and nothing else in your collection, I promise. This one I picked up from Nordstrom Rack. Was so stoked that I picked it up. I really love this. This is the Nars Climax palette. It is limited edition. I don't know why Nars does this to us. It's heartbreaking. This is such a good eyeshadow palette. If there's one palette that they should make permanent in their collection, it is 100% this one. And if you see it, grab it because it's so good. Colourpop, that's taupe. I have used this a couple of times off camera. I still need to do a get ready with me using this as well. Very, very pretty. If you're looking for an affordable cool tone palette, then I do recommend this. The Colourpop eyeshadow formula is beautiful. These metallics are beautiful. The color story is beautiful. Very soft, very wearable for every day. I really like it. It is, I got this because of Emily's makeup bag, and Emily, you didn't steer me wrong. I also picked up the Gemini 1 and Gemini 2 from Melt Cosmetics. Gemini 1, love. I keep digging my nails into these eyeshadows and ruining the pans. Good job, teens, good job. I did a get ready with me on the Gemini palette. I've done videos with both of these palettes actually. I love this one. I think the mattes are gorgeous. Like the matte quality is really, really beautiful. I do not like this shade, this metallic shade. It's too chunky and glittery for me. And this one is, it's pretty. Like the effect on this color on the eyes is really, really beautiful, but it isn't my favorite metallic formula. So if you would pick this up because of the two metallics, I'd say just leave it. But if you want to pick it up for the color story and the mattes, then absolutely go for it because they are beautiful. And then Gemini 2 is exactly the same. If you love the color story, first of all, if you want something that's like grungy, because you're really gonna get grungy looks from these palettes, then go ahead and pick them up. If you're not picking them up for the metallics and you're picking them up for the mattes, go ahead and pick them up because the matte quality is exceptional, but the metallics are just not it in my opinion. I also picked up, these are very reflective, but I picked up Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 1 and 2. Technically, Major Dimensions 1 came after the Sephora haul because my girl Patty shipped it over to me. I couldn't find it anywhere over in the US, but I'm just including it because I wanted it, like I was picking it up in the US if I could find it kind of thing. Love both of these. I find them incredible formula. I've already done a video using these once or twice, I think. I can't remember. If not, they're coming. Love them. The formula is impeccable. The formula is impeccable. The mattes are so easy to use. The metallics are very everyday friendly. These Patrick Ta palettes are very everyday friendly, everyday makeup wearer like palettes. We're down to the last two products, which is very exciting, and that was the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism launch. I don't know why more people don't talk about these. I really don't. They don't seem to get a lot of hype. Even the review that I did of these products like didn't get a lot of views, which is totally fine. Maybe I missed the boat, but anytime I kind of mention Lunar Beauty on my channel, the views don't seem to come like as per normal, and it seems to be like that looking at other people as well. Could be completely wrong, and I'm not saying that as in like go watch my video, just more so like as an observation around the brand. And I just don't know why, because the quality of Lunar Beauty, take Manny MUA out of the equation if you're not fond of him. I personally really like him, but if you're not fond of him, take him out of the equation. This is some good quality makeup for a really decent price for how good quality this makeup is. This palette, again, one of those palettes that the formula is truly exceptional. You can use most of these, I'm like nearly dropping this. You can use most of these shadows together and they're just gonna look good. You don't have to think about the color story or like which colors go with which. They're probably all just gonna look good together. And these blushes, these are unique shades. These are unique shades of blushes. I have not got anything like this in my collection. They are beautiful, they are airbrushing, they are perfectly buildable, and this is an incredible blush palette. Like, it truly is. I don't know why more people are not talking about these palettes, but they need to be, because these are good. These are good. And like this palette, I've done so many looks. Like, I try and post most of the time like my makeup look on my stories, and it's like hashtag makeup of the day or whatever. And a lot of the time you'll see me use this shade and this shade. So I'll put this all over the lid, I'll pack it on and blend it through the crease, and then I'll put this shade on and I'll tap it over the lid, and that's pretty much what I have been doing most days. And these metallics are so like, they're like Super Shock Colourpop shadows. Blah. In pans is the best way I can describe them, but even better than that. They're just so good, and I just think his brand really deserves more hype. I really love the Lunar Beauty quality. Like, he's really not just putting his name on these things. You can tell he's really put a lot of thought and like effort into the formulas. So yeah, anyway, that's my little rant over on Lunar Beauty. Whew, we made it. That, like, I've lost my voice now nearly, but we made it. Hopefully you found this interesting and helpful in some way, shape or form. I just really wanted to follow up with you guys on that haul and let you know, like, after testing these products for quite some time now, what I really think about them. I really didn't find like anything just an utter complete fail, which was very exciting for me because I don't want to spend my own, I spend all of my own hard-earned money on these products, so I really didn't want anything to be a fail. But yeah, there was only a couple of things, like probably the two things, I'm looking down here because I'm looking at them all. The two things that if I could take them back, I would, is the Bare Minerals like under eye powder concealers. But other than that, I'm okay with keeping everything else in my collection. Like, I don't feel like I've wasted my money on any of it. So I think that overall for a haul, that's pretty massive considering how much makeup I picked up. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in any of these products, or do you have them and you agree, don't agree, that kind of a thing? Just let me know. Let me know your thoughts. You know, I love hearing from you guys. And if there's any of these products that you have more questions about, or if there's anything from the haul that I might have forgotten, I think I've grabbed anything, but if there's anything I've kind of forgotten, just shoot me a question down below. I do answer all my comments. It takes me a really long time to get back to comments, so bear with me. I do work full time as well. This is just my hobby, so I kind of answer comments when I can. Usually I'm at the gym in between sets answering comments, if you're wondering. But I do get back to you, so just like bear with me and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Anyway, if you're watching till this point, I appreciate you. I know this 100% was a super long video, so you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for watching till this point. If you are, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I truly appreciate it. It just tells YouTube that you kind of like my content and it makes them show it more. And I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!